Finally, it was confirmed that the mutants were in the MCU through the end of Mrs. Marvel, although the show has the lowest audience of the franchise in Disney+. With the end of Mrs. Marvel, Marvel confirms the existence of mutants in the MCU, only in a program that nobody is seeing. Mrs. Marvel presents the adolescent hero Kamala Khan, a Pakistani-American fanatic of the Avengers, particularly Captain Marvel. Contrary to her comic origins, Kamala's ability to take advantage of cosmic energy comes from a magical bracelet that is transmitted by her great-grandmother. As she finally reaches an agreement with her superhuman powers, it is revealed that Kamala has a mutation gene in the final episode of Mrs. Marvel, with Marvel putting another nail in the coffin cofrae for the MCU. Surprisingly, this great revelation appears in one of the Disney and less seen from Marvel. Day Screen Rant of the Day. In the first 5 days of her in Disney+, Mrs. Marvel was observed by approximately 775,000 American homes. This number was significantly lower than that of her predecessors, being the most watched Disney and Marvel show Loki, accumulating 2.5 million visits. This is followed by both The Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Moon Knight, each of them obtaining 1.8 million visits. The disappointing audience of Mrs. Marvel was mainly due to a strong competition with the Star Wars series, Obi-Wan Kenobi, at the time of its premiere. Anyway, despite being on the smallest side of the MCU, Mrs. Marvel still attracted an interesting audience, mainly composed of spectators of the Z generation of various origins. Why nobody is looking at Mrs. Marvel, despite how good she is? While the imminent arrival of mutants had been mocked for Phase 4, it was only through the end of Mrs. Marvel that it was confirmed that the mutants were in the MCU now. But why did Marvel confirm this exciting truth in a program that nobody is seeing? Perhaps the study did not anticipate such a low participation in the viewer, especially because Mrs. Marvel was launched a month after Moon Knight, which was favorably received by critics and audiences. In addition, Mrs. Marvel's main writer, Bisha K. Ali, revealed that Kamala being a mutant was not planned since the beginning of the show. It only arose when they tried to develop the family identity of heroine. Instead of sticking to Kamala being an inhuman, as in the comics, Marvel deviated and rewritten her origin on the screen to be a mutant. In addition, Mrs. Marvel was destined to establish the Marvels, where Carol Danvers could arise as the new franchise leader,